Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Hope that you are hale and healthy. Today our topic is a report. It pertains to writing skills section of our question paper. It is my second lecture pertaining to this important topic, which carries 8 marks. 1 mark for format, 4 marks for content, and 3 marks for your expression. In lecture first, I have told you what is a report, what are the aims and objectives for writing a report, how a report gives voice to many issues and problems, help us in solving them by bringing them into the notice of concerned authorities, and I have already told you that there are 2 types of reports in your syllabus. Number 1 is newspaper reports on accidents, and number 2 is reports on events and functions. In this lecture, we will discuss reports on events and functions. Different types of events and functions are held in our institutions, say cultural programs, symposiums, quiz programs, supporters festivals, supporters activities, annual day programs, prize distribution function, etc. We as students sometimes speak in those programs, or sometimes participate in those programs, and we have ourselves seen that most important dignitaries of the locality are being invited in those programs. Someone or some reputed personality is invited as a chief guest, or some towering personal, probably the head of the institution or any important officer of the department, acts as chairperson of that event or program. So report writing on those events and functions is a Herculean task. A reporter who is supposed to record the event or that function is supposed to observe the event and function very keenly. His report on that event or function must carry all the important details. First, he should give a special heading to his report, then jot down his name, this report on event or function should carry date, name of the function or type of the function, date, time, venue, etc. In addition to that, following value pointers should be taken into consideration while writing a report on any event or a function. First and the foremost thing is we should give a special heading to the event or the function. First, the report on event or the function should mention name of the event. What was the name of the function or what was the name of the event which was held in any institution or which was conducted by any department. Second thing is the report date, time and place. These things, these items should be clearly mentioned. Date on which the event or the function was held, its timing, and the place or the venue where it was celebrated or where it was held or conducted. Objectives of the event. What were the objectives? Or what are the highlighters, main highlighters of the program or the event? These should be also recorded in the report. Also the description of the event. Description of the event. Or the function. What happened in the function, who spoke in the function, who delivered lecture in the function, who delivered the welcome address, and who delivered the farewell address, who participated in the function. These things should be also recorded in the report on event and function. If prizes were distributed in the function, prize distribution, it should be also recorded. How this function or the event ended? What was this conclusion or result? Whether it was a success or whether it was a failure. What was the result or the conclusion? This should also be mentioned in the report. Also, seventh point is name of the chief guest. Who acted as chief guest? Name of the chief guest. Who was the chief guest? Who acted as chief guest of the function or the event? His name and designation. His name and designation. It should be also recorded in the report. If some program was organized, that is inauguration, if there was inauguration of something, this should be also recorded. Inauguration, if any. If any. Address of the chief guest. What chief guest spoke in his address? to the audience or to the participants. The highlights of that address should also be recorded in the report. Address of the chief guest. Then vote of thanks. Vote of thanks. Who thanked the guests, participants for their cooperation or for participating in the program. It should also be recorded in the report on events or functionals. Now we will write a report on the events and functionals. I will write here as report, which will serve as a sample or a model for you, and it will help you how we as dentists can write reports on functionals and events. In your examination, questions on reports about events and functionals will be asked like this. Suppose you are Afzal. Suppose you are Afzal of GHSS Kopara. Suppose you are Afzal of GHSS Kopara. Recently, your school organized a cultural show. As part of cultural exchange program. Write a report in 150 to 200 words. Suppose you are Afzal of Government Higher Secondary School Kopara. Recently, your school organized a cultural show as part of cultural exchange program. Write a report in 150 to 200 words for your school magazine. How we can write a report for on behalf of Afzal of Government Higher Secondary School Kopara for his school magazine about the cultural show which was organized by his school as part of cultural exchange program. See how we can write the report. First, we are giving a special heading to the program, to this report. Cultural show. It was a cultural show with a difference. Cultural show with difference. By Afzal. If somebody is writing this report for a newspaper, then he or she can write of his name, his designation, his or her designation. Cultural show with difference by Afzal. Since this report is written by a student for his school magazine, so we write after heading in a byline only his name, not his designation. Cultural show with difference. This is format, heading followed by writer's name, which carries 1 mark. Now the content of the report, or the subject matter of the report, in which all the necessary details are mentioned, it carries 4 marks. As I have already told you, the value pointers which should be taken into consideration while jotting down a report for any event, about any event or any function. That is the name of the event, date, time, place, name of the chief guest, prize distribution, highlights of the program, conclusion of the program, lecture, or the address delivered by the chief guest to the audience. All these necessary details should be recorded in a report for any event or any function. Since we are writing a report on behalf of Afzal of Government Higher Secondary School, Kopwara, who is writing a report, we suppose write a report for his school magazine about a cultural show which was organized by his institution as part of cultural exchange program. See how Afzal is supposed to write the content of his report. First, Afzal wrote cultural show with a different title, followed by his name, then content. Our school organized a cultural show in the school auditorium. Auditorium on 21st June 2021 at 3 p.m. as part of cultural exchange program. Between Delhi and Srinagar. The theme was, what was the theme? Main highlights of the program. The theme of the cultural program was, friendship between Union Territories. The theme was friendship between Union Territories. The chief guest were the LG J&K. His name, designation for them. The chief guest were the Manoj Kumar Sena, LG Lieutenant Governor of J&K. A variety of programmers oblique performances including folk dances, drama, folk dances, Sangeet, and musical programmers were staged in this cultural show. The dances were both classical as well as modern. Now conclusion of show. The show concluded with a prize distribution, ceremony. The show concluded with a prize distribution ceremony honoring the talented children, of the school. Then the chief guest spoke congratulating the students then the chief guest spoke congratulating the students